So guys, we're going to talk about police impersonators today. No, we're not strictly talking about Jeremy DeWitt. We're going to be talking about what are police impersonators in general, and we're going to be going over some statistics. Right, so police impersonators, we've all seen these images before. Whether it's Jeremy DeWitt or others from around the country, it seems like police impersonators are becoming a bigger and bigger problem nowadays. And most people would tell you that police impersonators are out there to rob, steal, rape, and even commit murders. But what do the statistics say on police impersonators? Which is what we're going to get into today. So stick around, it's going to be an interesting video. Okay guys, so what I want to do real quick is take a look at how many times do police impersonators make the news for committing offenses other than impersonating police. And so I've come here to policeone.com, which is a source website for police officers. They can read news, they can review they can see products coming out for law enforcement and related, and there's also careers postings, training, and grants, COVID-19 information. But what we're focusing on is strictly police impersonators, right? And as you can see, the first one they have up here, and this is the most recent, is May 4th of this year. Police impersonators carjack victims at gunpoint. Then there was this one just 3 days earlier. This is the guy that's in Ohio that we've all seen on YouTube that was arrested for impersonating a police officer, and he had a fake sheriff's department badge from a real sheriff's department, but it was a fake badge. It was plastic. Utah man dresses as cop, steals donut from 7-Eleven. NYC cop impersonator stole wine before commandeering a bus. Mercedes-Benz driver arrested after flashing fake police lights in California detective. Ex-ICE agent accused of impersonating officer to free inmate. Baltimore police arrest security guard on charges of impersonation and rape. Florida man charged with impersonating officer after pulling over undercover LEO. Fake Florida LEOs arrested after pulling over the commissioner. Man arrested for impersonating LAPD in video. Utah man arrested for impersonating officers. Mother uses taco to distract police impersonator harassing her family. Cop impersonator responded to 911 calls, made arrests for years. And this is in Genesee County, Michigan. Man sues city for arresting him over parody police Facebook page. I mean, we can just see that there's several of these. We're already back in 2017 with police impersonators. Man accused of impersonating cop giving kids jail tours. Teens dead convicted of pretending to be a cop. Girlfriend of Miami cop posed as detective shook down family. Cop impersonator caught posing as a firefighter. Drunk PA man runs fake DUI checkpoint, arrested. I mean, we see the list. They go on and on and on and on. So, what is it with police impersonators? Why do they want to impersonate police? Most of the articles you're seeing actually show that they have committed some other type of crime while impersonating the police, such as to steal a donut from 7-Eleven, which I honestly haven't heard this one, and this is from January 21st of this year. I mean, they're getting ridiculous with what they're doing. We understand that, and they're not a real cop. But what makes them pretend to be a cop when they're not? Let's take a deep dive into the statistics of that. Right, so the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is criminology. And what you need to know is criminology is the study of crime and deviant behavior. Criminology is an interdisciplinary field in both the behavioral and social sciences, which draws primarily upon the research of sociologists, political scientists, economists, psychologists, philosophers, psychiatrists, biologists, social anthropologists, as well as scholars of law. And the reason why I brought that information to you is because we're going to go here, and criminology research has developed the definition and categorizing of police impersonator offenders to be into three fields. The first being police enthusiasts or wannabe cops. Compulsive deviants is number 2. And number 3 is common criminals seeking material gain through thefts and robberies committed through vehicle pullovers and home invasions. A 2012 article in the American Journal of Criminal Justice noted that distinguishing between real and phony police officers can be difficult, and impersonators present themselves in numerous manners and commit a wide variety of crimes. Impersonators do more than just pretend to be a law enforcement officer. At times, impersonators engage in serious and wide-ranging crimes, including robbery, rape, and homicide. The same study found, in general, police impersonators, depending on the type of offense, may be easily deterred. In vehicle pullover cases, most impersonators fled when the targeted victim was on the phone with 911 verifying the legitimacy of the stop. Additionally, potential victims who questioned the legitimacy of the stop and challenged the fake officer tended to avoid further victimization. So the 2012 study examined 56 impersonator episodes from May of 2002 to February of 2010 from 3 U.S. metropolitan areas, dealing with 63 offenders and 71 victims. The study found that these incidents most often involved one victim 76% of the time, one offender 91% of the time, and no witnesses 75% of the time. Also, 68% of the time there was no weapon. And result in no injury to the victim in 96% of the cases. The mean value of cash and property lost was totaled to $616. Police impersonation episodes, 45% occurred on a highway, roadway, or alley. 20% occurred in or near the victim's home. such as a fake knock and talk, and 34% occurred in some other place. The study found that only 46% of the police impersonation incidents were cleared, i.e., arrest made or solved in some other way. And police impersonation has also facilitated extortion and assault. Police wannabes may drive cars equipped with police-style emergency lights, wear police uniforms, and carry fake police badges. Some sexual predators have impersonated police officers in order to commit sexual abuse, harassment, and rape. Impersonation involving police vehicle and uniforms has also been used by Mexican drug cartels to smuggle currency across the U.S.-Mexico border. Within Mexico, Gulf cartel operatives have also posed as members of the Mexican police and military. In some countries, such as the United Kingdom, the sale of police uniforms and paraphernalia such as warrant cards is illegal because the sale of those items to criminals can facilitate police impersonation. So that was a lot of information to take in, but we see 68% of the cases, so over half of the cases involving police impersonators had no weapon involved or used. And over 96% of the cases resulted in no injury to the victim. 96% with no injury. So, as far as rape and abuse goes, that would be an injurious incident. Those are less than 10%. You're talking 4% resulted in someone getting injured in some form or fashion, whether it was rape or an assault or a murder. So for you to say, oh my God, all they want to do is murder and rape people, well, that's on the low end of the crime spectrum for police impersonation. But this is also a 2012 study. Police impersonation has a long history in 17th and 18th century London. Imposters presented to be constables, marshals, or sheriffs, officers to extort bribes or commit sex crimes between 1685 and 1701. 29 men in London were caught assuming the identities of law officers. In 18th century China, police officials and Yamen, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, runners, were often vulnerable to impersonation. There were almost 150 surviving recorded cases in Nazi Germany of impersonation of its police, mostly the notorious Gestapo secret police. A study by, I'm going to mess up his name, but you guys can see it right there, concluded that as the Gestapo in some considerable extent, and to some considerable extent, also the Kripo, which I've probably mispronounced, attained a reputation for ruthlessness, brutality, and mystery. Their powers and reputation not only deterred, but called forth amateur imitators. From the point of view of imposters, the Gestapo had the additional advantage of being detectives operating mostly in civilian clothes. Impersonation of Nigeria police force officers remains a problem in modern Nigeria, inhibiting police confidence or public confidence in police. And the perpetrator of the 2020 Nova Scotia attacks used police impersonation to pull over some of his victims in order to murder them. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this video. As always, I hope you've learned some information about police impersonators and know how to spot them. And if you do believe that you're being pulled over by a police impersonator, I would encourage you to hit your emergency flashers and call 911. That is the best way to verify whether you're being pulled over by a real police officer or not. Don't try to run from them. Stay on the phone with 911. If it's not a real police officer, just drive at a normal pace until the police can catch up with you and stop the impersonator. If it is a real cop, pull over as soon as safely possible. Right? So as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about the videos on the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.